Why did the battle between Hisoka and Chrollo take place at that timing in the Heavens Arena Stadium? As a preamble, it was a necessary arc for the members of the Phantom Troop to get onto the Kaiken's ship, but this video will look at it from a different point of view. It was revealed that in the Hunter x Hunter 2016 return run that Hisoka's full name is Hisoka Maru, in that Hisoka side story chapter that Sui Ishida wrote, the author of Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. Amongst the fans, there have been rumours asking if it could be a reference to the French illustrator Gustave Moreau. Many of them think that Moreau's painting Salome, Herodias' daughter, is the basis for the character. It is also interesting that Moreau repeatedly painted the picture of the Sphinx, who would kill anyone who could not answer her riddles correctly. There is the opinion that if Salome is the basis for the character, then that means that Hisoka will win in the end, but the author would like you to keep in mind that Herod repeatedly asked Salome to dance, and that the New Testament is the basis for the story. There are some who will say, but Hisoka is a man and Salome was a woman. But this can be disregarded, as in the world of Hunter x Hunter, the concept of gender is very weak. Just look at Pito and Aluka for examples here. What is important is the motive of the head, which Moreau painted often from the apparition painting and again the Salome paintings, being the one who holds the head. And this is linked to Hisoka when he is fighting Chrollo and when he is holding Kurotopi's head before Shalnak tries to attack Hisoka. Next is Chrollo Lucifer. The name refers to Lucifer, the devil, the serpent that was cast out of paradise. With regards to Lucifer, there are endless interpretations. Therefore, this theory will be based on the 17th century English poet John Milton's Paradise Lost, or in other words, the Old Testament. And from that, what is a devil? A person who does bad things? Not exactly. If you write that Lucifer lived in God's asylum, in paradise, and suggested to Adam and Eve that they eat the forbidden fruit, then he sounds like a bad person. However, he destroyed the dystopia called paradise. He is a revolutionary. Devils are beings that shake existing values and force choices. One could call them hawks, which have stopped thinking and who prevent conservation and vested interests. And therefore, from the side of paradise, he looks like an evil person, but he does not hate God. It's the same as this hypothetical situation. Even if the right wing and the left wing both dislike each other, the desire to better Japan is still the same. And my evidence to support this is that during the Yorknew arc, Chrollo remarks that not only does he think that there is no Judas among them, the Phantom Troop, but also he doesn't believe that Judas was a traitor. So what's happened here was that in the Yorknew arc, the Phantom Troop find that the auction's vault is completely empty, as if someone had tipped the auctioneers off. And Uvogin says, "There's a Judas among us, Chrollo." Chrollo doesn't consider this Judas to be a traitor, and therefore not one of the troop members among them, because they're all above money, fame, and status. That stuff doesn't gratify them, so they wouldn't have anything to gain by selling them out to the Mafia. Chrollo continues to say that the Mafia could have an informant and that they got a tip that wasn't that specific, but the bosses trusted that source enough to move the prizes. And the Mafia's shadow beast who can use Nen were unarmed, which suggests that they didn't know the troop was coming for them, as security was not on high alert. Chrollo also wears a cross coat. This could indicate that he believes he is a god, or Jesus Christ of some sort. Furthermore, his intelligence is very high. Just think about the previous Judas example I mentioned before. He's also a very quick-witted thinker. When Kurapika had Chrollo as a hostage, he was able to work out that Kurapika won't kill him because his friends Gon and Killua are also in a hostage position. He's shaking Kurapika's values here. Also, at the same time, there is an element of Chrollo that is very Christ-like. There was always the explanation that Jesus Christ equals Lucifer, and from here on, Chrollo will be referred to as the one deeply involved with Jesus Christ. By the way, did you know that this one who holds the head and the one who is deeply involved with Jesus Christ composition has been done before in the series? It was Neferupito and Meruem. It was Pito holding Kite's head, brings chaos, and Kumogi is cradling Meruem's body, like Mary would cradle Jesus Christ's body. Of course, Neferupito and Meruem had a master-slave relationship, and Hisoka and Chrollo are completely different, even if they were both in the Phantom Truth. However, their inspirations is the same. Now then, in certain chapters of the manga, Chrollo and Meruem descended as the last boss. But what are the common points between Pito and Hisoka? To put it simply, they are depicted as being chaos to the story and causing the protagonist to grow through personal growth. Hisoka brought a trial to Gon during the 4th stage of the Hunter exam arc, after Hisoka killed one of the other contestants, Jareta, who hunted Gon's tags with a sleeping needle dart. Then Hisoka gave Gon his tags back to him, which included Hisoka's number 44, because Hisoka already had enough tags to pass that stage of the exam, and Hisoka stipulated to Gon only to give back his number 44 tag after Gon could hit Hisoka in the face, and Gon achieved this during their Heavens Arena fight. And in the Chimera Ant arc, Gon decided to succumb to the concept of Nen having a risk and reward penalty by transforming into his adult form, which would have taken him years of training to achieve, to instead achieve it in a split second in order to kill Pito, to avenge Kite, and to save Killua. Therefore, the one who holds the head is depicted as a trial to be overcome. From here on is the main topic of the Dark Continent saga. In the Kaiken family Succession War arc, a character called Tsuruchnik Hoi Goro appears. He's carrying the head, and that head seems to belong to Kurapika's childhood friend Pyro. I have already done a full theory video on this. If you would like to watch it, I will have it linked in the description below. Therefore, it is obvious that he would bump into the protagonist, i.e. Kurapika, as the one who holds the head. But Togashi approaches it from a different point of view. Tsuruchnik is described as being Christ-like by the fans. However, the most overwhelmingly strong character in the Hunter x Hunter world, Meruem, couldn't become a god. Therefore, death and resurrection are both insufficient to become a god in the Hunter x Hunter world. Both Gon and Hisoka have been resurrected, and even Meruem to an extent did, and all of them couldn't become god. Tsuruchnik is unmistakably modelled after Jesus Christ. However, the author recalls one other person. That person is the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche is famous for his book, The Antichrist, where he is criticizing the structure of Christianity. He is similar to Tsuruchnik in that aspect. What Togashi would like you to pay attention to here is Nietzsche's famous statement, God is dead. For the example with Meruem, one can see that there is no god in the Hunter x Hunter universe. Strictly speaking, in the world of Hunter x Hunter, which depicts the changes of complicated and conflicting relations and emotions, no matter how talented or strong a character is, they cannot become a god. That is why they become kings. The top hierarchy is the king in the Hunter x Hunter world. This is because a god is not a logical existence. Also, Tsuruchnik, who is both the one who holds the head and the one who is deeply involved with Christ, is more than enough to be a vessel for the king. That is how I want to interpret the current information from Hunter x Hunter. It's a trigger no matter how you look at it. If it is the Dark Continent, which is a nest of illogicality, it is not strange if a godlike existence appears. One important point is that Jing Freaks, who was depicted as the story's arrival point for the Dark Continent, participated in the battle as a player, and the most mysterious character, Don Freaks, probably set out to the Dark Continent as a player. After going through the existing world, Yoshihiro Togashi will probably depict more of the unknown in the Dark Continent saga. The story of Hunter x Hunter has only just begun.